Welcome back to the house next door.
Where real estate meets reality.
I'm Anthony Harris.
And I'm Barbara Gillio. And today we have some really exciting guests.
Yes.
That are very close to and dear to our heart.
And they hear us talk every single day when we have all of our problems.
We have our problems. Sometimes we have to call agent support.
Sometimes.
The love line that Realty Austin has. And we talk to our lovely sales managers. So we have Amanda Dudley and John Coake. Did I say that right?
You did.
I always want to say something else.
I know.
Like
Your title's different, though, right?
It is, yes.
Okay.
What's
So
your official
what
title?
is your official title?
It's Managing Director of Central Texas for Compass.
For Compass.
Yeah.
Oh.
We are Compass now.
I'm sorry. Drop the Realty Austin. We are now Compass.
We, as of July 1st, we are official Compass employees.
I know.
Yay. It's taken a year or two.
So
2.5 years.
Official
Yeah.
title.
So I'm a sales manager,
You're a
but
sales manager.
I dub myself as a real estate coach.
Yes.
Because like I said, when I won the Manager of the Year award with the Austin Board of Realtors.
We forgot to say that she's also viral now.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
She does not have a virus.
Yeah, no, I don't have a virus.
She is viral.
Viral, yeah.
Yeah, you're trending
I'm
on
trending.
Instagram.
We're at almost 80,000
Wow,
views
it
on
doubled.
my reel. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Since
It's
yesterday.
pretty fun. If you need a really good laugh, go look at the comments because they are hilarious.
And what is your handle on Instagram?
The Amanda Dudley.
The Amanda Dudley. So if you
And
want
how
to
many
see
followers?
Amanda dancing.
I have almost 3,000 followers, but I think I gained 1,000 from just this
Wow.
reel. Like,
That was just wild.
I'm
how
trying to break
real.
1,000.
I'm trying to break 500.
yeah. But my title is sales manager, but I dub myself real estate coach.
Yes, because you coach us too.
Yes, because I feel like I don't manage all unless you're being naughty, which I really hope. Like very rarely. But it's a coach therapy session every single day, right, Anthony?
Yes, all the time, every week.
Every week.
I texted you with all kinds of things,
Yes.
and then John too. And sometimes John's like, "Okay, just reach Amanda." I mean,
That's when he's done with you.
that's how he sweetly dismisses
We
me.
spent time. We had a coaching session.
We did.
Yes.
We had a fabulous coaching session the other day where we talked about all kinds of good things.
AI, your website, all
and the
sorts of-
website,
yeah.
and the podcast, and both of you are so always available for us, no matter if it's, after hours, a weekend, in the morning. Every time I've reached out, you guys have been there, which has been wonderful.
Yeah,
Because
and
we need
We
it.
love our jobs.
We
We
need
do.
it.
And
get
we
weird
started
things.
together.
We did
Okay,
start
so
together.
tell the story, how you started at. Now,
Go
this
ahead.
was not Compass. This is Realty Austin.
Oh, no, because I've
We've
been
had a
licensed a lot
relationship
more.
for 11 years. We've been in a relationship for 11 years. We started at Realty
toxic?
Austin. No, no. In fact, after we were colleagues, he was actually my manager too. And one of the best years of my real estate career was under him as well. So
Yeah.
thank you, John.
So
yes.
when Realty Austin started, you guys were the very first orientation class?
No, we were, I think Realty Austin was about, 10 years in. And
Okay.
so we joined in 2015.
Together, but at the same time.
Yes, and we had a big orientation class. And there's several of our agents now that were in that class that are still with us today, which is fantastic. Yeah.
Wow.
We had our 10-year anniversary. It was like our whole group was together again. So, it was great.
John
That's
became
awesome.
a manager right before, a year before COVID happened, I think.
Yeah, it was December 2019. I moved in because I was in sales at RA, and then I moved into managing the North office.
Yes, I
Yep.
remember. You were my manager.
Yeah.
It was
Yes.
wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great.
He helped talk me off. Like every year,
So
I
he
would want
does
to.
what I do.
I wanted to quit real
Yes.
estate, and John's like, "No, you don't need to quit real estate."
Yeah.
Oh, we talked about new home sales there for a while
Yes,
too.
right.
Remember, I was like,
I was
no.
like this close
Yeah.
to going to work for MI. And you were like, I don't know. And I stayed. I stayed on. I'm still
Yes.
doing hard time as a realtor. Yeah. But what made you both cross over? How did you get out? How did you get out? I'm just asking
We
for a
love
friend.
our job,
Just
Barbara.
asking for a friend.
I know their career plan.
I'm going to take notes if you don't mind.
Yes.
Yeah, John's been in real estate a lot longer than me.
Yes.
So
When
what's
did you
your
get your
background?
license?
Yeah, so I started in real estate in 2001, and I was in like corporate America. I worked for Microsoft, consulting firms, and all sorts of things. And I got into flipping homes up in Seattle. So I was originally licensed with Windermere Real Estate up in Seattle. I was a broker up there for 13 years.
Wow.
And but I got into real estate by flipping homes, like old Craftsman and Colonials, like early 1900s up there. And so fell in love. That's where I fell in love with real estate.
That is,
And it was really,
Yeah.
and it was all kind of in my neighborhood.
Yeah.
A house came up for sale, and I was like, oh, we can turn this back into something beautiful. So bought that, and then I was working with my real estate agent, and I was like, this is actually kind of cool. And so I looked into real estate for a little bit, and I was like, well, I can start buying these houses myself and flipping them and not having, so
Saving
not
a
a
little
good thing.
money there.
It's a lot, but then I just kind of fell into it, and that's kind of got my start in real estate back then. Yeah, so 2001 licensed, and then was a broker.
Gosh, that's a long time.
I know, and then. Gosh, it was 2013, relocated to Texas. And you guys, starting your career, you can imagine, it's like I knew one person in Austin when I moved here. And I was like, do I really want to get back into real estate again? But, with all that experience in real estate, it's kind of like, how to run, it's like starting and running your business. The basic principles of what you need to do and how to take care of your clients. And so I just kind of repeated what I did there and started my business over and did that for a while at RA until this opportunity to move into management happened.
Yeah. Well, we had opened the new office too, right?
Yeah.
And so I started in real estate in 2014, and just like you, I bought and sold houses, and Dale was like, my husband, he was like, you should do real estate, you'd be so good at, plus you're gorgeous. And I'm like,
Oh, we love that.
yeah, love it. Okay. I'm like,
It's true.
yeah, I'm like,
Amanda is
She
gorgeous.
sounds so excited.
That's why.
like,
That's why
I do
she's
not like
viral.
sales. My dad's a realtor. He's terrible at it. Like, that just sounds terrible. Like, can I just be a stay-at-home mom,
You
But
saw the other side.
I did.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. And I had run my own event planning company before then, too. So I knew, being an entrepreneur, what was needed. And so this lovely couple out of KW, they took me under their wings. They mentored me for a year, and actually was running into our former owners at Realty Austin in, the circle. We would go to fundraisers, and I'd just see them give and give and give. And I met them. I'm like, why are y'all giving so much? They're like, we're actually giving on behalf of our agents. They donate a portion from their sales commissions, and then we give it to the charities that they choose. So
Nice.
So I was like, that's really cool. And then I started talking to one of the owners who's very tech forward, and I'm like, this is what I need, And so that was in 2014, 2015. I was like, I'm sorry, guys. I cried to my team lead. I'm like, I'm sorry, but I have to go. And she was so mad. But her husband's like, we get it, Amanda. You're going to go kill it. So I did that until 2019. I started our ambassador program at Realty Austin, and we got really close to the owners.
And what is the ambassador program? Because our listeners may not know.
yeah.
Does it still exist?
Well, it's kind of evolved, right? Okay. Now we have a group of agents that are Compass and Realty Austin, and they're
kind of our advisory network
advisory
now.
board,
Okay.
And so they're like your voice, right? So anything that you guys need, we are the beeline to the owners that make the decisions,
Nice.
And so that's what we did. And we were like the welcome committee. So if you see a new agent in the office, you run up to them, you introduce them. We would go to
Throw confetti,
orientation.
fireworks.
Good culture.
Yeah.
Such a good
Embarrass
culture.
them.
Yeah, but my background in event planning, one of the owners, they threw a ton of parties we have such a great culture anyway, and so one of the owners was like, you really should help her, and I'm like, okay, so let's do that, but I still need to sell because I'm killing it this year, and so
I'm not ready to give that up.
Yeah, they kept me on. I planned a Diamond Club party for us, and right before then, they were like, listen, you love this company so much, and you're so good and hospitable, why don't you become the recruiter? And I was like, no, I'm killing it. I'm going to do $10 million this year. Well, I ended up doing it and loving it. In fact, my boss, he handed me a slide deck in our very first interview. I'm just going through and just selling it. He's like, have you seen this slide deck before? And I'm like, no, but I've experienced all of these things,
Oh, nice.
So,
firsthand, organically.
Yeah. And then COVID happened, and we had to really shift how we were doing things, right? I mean, I became very familiar with Google Meet and Zoom very quickly. But that was our biggest recruiting class was during that time, because a lot of brokerages were not supporting their agents You know, they weren't shifting fast enough for what they needed, and so we've got a lot of agents out of that. So I did that, and then our RVP now at Compass, Gabe Richter, he's just kind of trying to figure out some things on how we can scale, and so he offered me the position at the North office as a sales manager, and I was deathly terrified. I'm like, there is no way.
I knew she was going to kill it.
But you got this.
Yes.
Well, here's the thing. It's like, it's a difference between being a colleague and then being a manager,
Right.
you know, and then building up that trust with the people that you have to serve. And
Right.
so that was my biggest fear.
I get that. 'Cause
Yeah.
I think we
you're-
both went
you're a
through it. I
peer
had the
with
same
them.
fears because shifting
Yeah.
from like being in sales to being a coach and a mentor. But then you look back at like your experience and my experience that we had. It's like all those were valuable experiences to kind of pass on. And I think our personalities were good at like from a coaching standpoint.
Yeah.
They're really connecting with people and different varieties of our agents too,
Yeah.
because
And I
everybody's a
think
little bit different.
I think it makes a better leader too, because
Yeah.
there's a difference between a manager and a leader.
Yeah.
And when you've been through that transition, I think it
Yeah.
Yeah,
helps.
it brought a lot of insecurities out for sure, because you're just like, I haven't sold, like, I don't have the experience that these agents do in sales, right? And then so you feel insecure, like, how am I going to guide them? And finally, when I was just like, I'm going to treat this just like I treat my clients. I am just here to serve you and listen
help.
to you and help you. Yeah. Yeah.
And you leave with that servant's heart. That's where you find your groove.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, because it's you guys are both very different in how you coach and support and lead, and I love that because each style is really important, and it connects more with some agents and more with other agents. But you guys have been amazing, really amazing,
Yeah, thank you.
especially in some hard spots that I know I've been through and other agents have been through.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
we so
We
appreciate
go through it all with
your
you
journey
guys.
to us.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes, I don't know if you feel like this, like, I feel like I'm more of an extension of you and your family and your goals and all your needs. And so there's a lot of times where I've had agents just come into the office, they don't have an appointment, they just show up, they walk in the door, and they just give me the biggest hug because they're just having the roughest time. And we sit there and we talk, and we, therapy session or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And once, as a coach, once you get past being the fixer and just being the listener, it just makes that connection just so much stronger.
That's a really good point. I never thought about that, where you feel like you've got to come in and fix it and do all that. And then sometimes it is just to listen
Yeah.
without intervening and just letting that
and they'll
conversation
come to their own
have.
conclusions. And
Yeah.
to
Well,
fix
it's the
it.
same with your clients too. I mean, you have to
Yeah.
listen to what their goals are. It's the same with us
Yeah.
because we'll have, agents come in and they'll sit down and we listen to what you have to listen. You have to listen to what their goals are because some agents have huge growth goals. I want to double my business this year. There's other agents that's like, I have 2 young kids at home or a brand new baby at home.
Yeah.
I just want to sustain my business
Or
over the
aging
next couple.
parents.
Yeah. I just want to sustain my business this year. How can you support me in creating that work-life balance?
Yeah.
And then I'll get back into eventually wanting to grow my business again. So it's not always about like, oh, we're pushing you to be like,
No, you guys, I would say
so
that.
it's listening a lot.
And I
So-
think that's the very different about our brokerage versus other ones too, is that me and Barbara have been at a couple. And you don't get that support.
Recently?
Sometimes we have a one night stand out, with another brokerage.
Or we'll
But
call
we
it
always
45
come
days.
back. We always come back to our original lover.
Oh my gosh.
But I think that's what keeps Compass and Realty Austin different than
This is support. The support.
Yeah.
And that's what brought Amanda and probably John too to
Yeah.
the brokerage. Is
It did, yeah. I mean, Amanda mentioned we were very tech forward company, and when I was with Windermere, it was very tech forward, and I enjoyed having that platform and those tools. And I think that's what was unique about Realty Austin is we had tremendous, amazing tools that were created that supported the agent's business and running it on a day-to-day, making it easier for you to serve your clients. Same with Compass. I mean, they've invested so much money in creating a platform that makes it easy for you to start, run, and grow your business also. And then we get to do the fun stuff is like actually the platform's there. Now we can like support you on the other goals that you may have and those types of things.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Anytime I was interviewing agents for brokerages, it was either us versus them.
Yeah.
And I hated it when they went over to Compass,
Yeah.
but I understood why. So
Yeah.
when this happened, when this acquisition happened, I was so excited.
Yeah, because now it's just one.
And now it's just
And it was
one.
Yeah.
always
you
kind
take the
of
best
one.
of both
best of both worlds. Like, we
Yeah.
still get to be us. Like, our agents still get to do their thing, but then they also get this amazing technology to really help drive your business, you know?
Well, and I remember when I was wanting to come back, and I reached out.
Which time?
Well, when I went to you sassy, which time? So the first time. and
Yeah,
John,
because the second time wasn't her decision to leave, was it?
This has turned into a roasting. I think the podcast is now over. It's time for me to leave.
But I wanted to come back to Realty Austin. But then I ended up talking to Compass, and I thought they were kind of the same thing, but it ended up, at that time, they were still very separate. And so I ended up going Compass, but I really wanted to go to Realty Austin. And then later on, my neighbor, who's with Realty Austin and Compass and all that, she went back to Realty Austin. I'm like, hey, I want to go. How did you get to do that? And she's like, you can do it. And so
You
then
just pick up the phone and call.
I just picked up the phone and called, and I'm like, so now I get to be like Compass, but with all the Realty Austin stuff.
Yeah.
And so it was perfect. And now I think it's even better because we were always one family.
Yeah.
We just had different little names, and
Yeah.
now we're just one family.
Yeah.
And it makes it easy. So,
But I love that
like
what we're doing. I mean, a lot of it drives, it comes from y'all. It comes from things that we're working on, but like the culture. I think that's what differentiates us from a lot of brokerages in Austin and in other places
Yeah,
across
that was
the
my
United
question.
States.
What makes Compass unique?
It is very much so.
people don't know.
Yeah, it's our culture. It's like we're part of a big corporation that has a lot of these great, technologies and tools, but we're able to kind of, maintain that kind of boutique,
Yeah.
smaller feel where you can pick up the phone or you can walk into the office and you can sit down with me or you can sit down with Amanda. We're always available. So it's got that smaller boutique feel versus when you get big corporations where it's like you call and it's like an automated AI line or something like that. So I think that's
Yeah.
one
Or
of the
you
things
have to go into a portal with your avatar to go look for your broker.
Why do we always have to have an avatar for that, too?
No.
And my
know.
avatar is always like something weird that I can't
And
change.
the broker's not really the broker.
I know.
Just saying.
Yeah.
That's what I love. Is like when you guys call any of the agents that calls is like, it's okay if I talk to you or whatever, because I may not be the manager, and I'm like,
Yeah.
absolutely, I absolutely love it when people call and ask about things
And
how
our
I can
Facebook
support.
page. That's
Our Facebook group,
Yes.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the collaboration
Yeah.
is just so unique, I think. And I think that's just our agents. Like, I think Ninja Selling really helped with that.
I agree.
felt like
Yeah.
when
Yes.
we incorporated that into our processes, it really brought our agents together and encouraged y'all to like really create your own little network, right? Then you attach that to the Compass network where you have, 30,000 plus agents that you're connecting with online and
Right.
through these coaching at Compass calls and all of that. I mean, it just makes it that much more powerful. So
Yeah.
It definitely
And
does.
when you say that, that's the Katie's at Compass. That's what comes to mind. Is they
Yeah.
have a group of all the Katies, and it doesn't matter how
What?
the name Katie is spelled.
What
but
do you
they
mean?
they have a group of Katies at Compass.
Oh wow.
it's an
And-
affiliate group, and they just all network
name is
together, and
Yeah,
they're all it's like the the Heathers, right? Like you have to be a Katie in order to be a part
And
of
they
this
refer
group.
people back and forth.
To the
Like it's a big
Katies.
network.
Okay, what is Barbara's looking like? Is there like
I mean,
four
I
of
think
us?
we
It's
can
and
something
start
you can
that.
start.
we're all over 70?
Yeah.
Because that's an old name.
We need to bring the Barbara name back.
We're all smoking
Barbs.
Virginia Slims and our moo-moos.
Is this your weekend
I'll refer
activities?
you, honey. He's coming from Florida. I got you
Florida.
covered.
I love it. I love it. But
Now
there's
you're
a
being
lot.
ageist again.
Oh, well, whatever.
We didn't start off with a joke.
We didn't.
Sorry,
That's
but-
okay.
Oh, you can go back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, do it at the end.
Well, I want to share some things that I know you guys know so much about. I live it because I'm a realtor with you, ground on, boots on the ground. But like our 3-phase marketing program that we have, where we have the coming soon, we have the private exclusives, and that whole sort of behind the scenes marketing that we can do before we even hit the MLS, that often gets our houses sold for our clients before we even go onto the MLS.
Yeah.
Can you explain how Compass has this program that is very different than other brokerages?
So it's not a program. It's actually a strategy.
It's a strategy.
And you don't
Yeah.
have to be at Compass to have this strategy. How often, Barbara, did you get a signed listing agreement and you come into the office or you call Anthony or a colleague and say, guess what? I just got this great listing. It's coming on the market. Let me know if you have any buyers.
That's true.
Interested.
We organically did that. Yeah.
Yeah. And so what the 3-phase marketing strategy really does is not only are you telling your colleagues here locally, but you're telling them Compass nationwide. And so it's a platform for you to use with your sellers to say, hey, listen, while we're getting the house ready, while we get the photos taken, while we start determining the price, let me just tease this listing out there a little bit and see what kind of interest we get.
And when we say nationwide, we really mean it because Josh Flagg is with Compass, and everybody knows that we're obsessed with Josh.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Tracy
LA
Sugar.
$1 million
Josh
listing.
Flagg is seeing your listing
Yes.
that's going live
And
in Cedar Park.
Christie's, internationally, can they see?
Now that we're bringing more and more of the Anywhere brands onto the platform, we are going to have over 300,000 agents that will have access to your listings
Wow,
too. So,
that's a huge number. That's a huge number before it even hits the market.
Yeah.
Yep.
yeah, but it's great, especially with this balanced market that we're starting to feel. Like you can start really teasing it, get it ready, get it show ready. You don't have to have a photo. You don't even have to have a price set, but you're not really getting it out there and getting the negative, response like days on market, and
days
price
on market,
reductions.
or the market. Even though we have the data to support this price, whoopsie, the market doesn't like that, and they're shifting again. So you can kind of play that out before you actually have days on market,
Yeah.
which is
So
nice.
It
They've-
benefits your clients so
Yeah.
much. It's like you're providing your clients with something that a lot of other brokerages are not able to provide. So it makes it a very unique for you, for all of your clients, as you are preparing those listings. And then also when you think about from the buyer side too, having access to that knowledge ahead of time.
It's so
like,
great.
I always, there was 2 agents in our office. They were sitting at our little collaboration where you both sit. And one was talking about a listing that was coming on, or maybe it was in our marketing, and the other one was talking about a buyer need. And they were like, I actually have a buyer for that property.
Right. It's so great.
Yeah.
I just sent one of my clients not a coming soon, but private exclusive. And I'm like, we are the only ones who can see this really. And it, we're going to go look at it. So it's great.
Yeah.
It's
And
on
I like the
market.
make me sell too, because for those unique buyers that they're looking for, they have their set criteria that make me sell. You can see where someone might be entertaining the idea of selling without being on the market.
Yeah.
Oh, a buyer demand tool. I'm obsessed with the buyer demand tool.
Yeah.
And that's a tool for people who are listening and don't know. Because, you're not, they wouldn't know. So
They don't know all of our tools.
They don't know all of our tools. They can't read my
Checklist days
mind.
to go through them.
But it's so cool because it'll show you a listing. Say, I have a listing at 123 Main Street, and it'll show, like, if you set it at this price, how many buyers are there for that home at that price and in that area. And then it shows you like, oh, there's this much at this price, this much at this price. Sometimes it's surprising. There's more buyers when it's priced higher than lower. And so it's just interesting to be able to use that as a pricing strategy tool. It's not my only tool. It's one of the tools I use just to see how that particular area is responding and how many buyers are in it.
And as we get more agents on board, it's going to be even more
Effective,
accurate.
yeah.
Definitely. That buyer
Yeah.
demand tool is really interesting, too, because you can reverse prospect with that too. So if you have your sellers are thinking about doing a price reduction and you see that there are more Compass searches saved in that price range, you can also reach out to those agents that have those saved searches.
Yeah.
So you can be proactive and say, hey, we're thinking about price reduction here. Do you think your clients would be interested in seeing this property?
Yep.
So
Yeah,
it
and
really
you have
does
their
help you.
contact info and everything because
Yeah.
I do use
Yeah.
Well, and even from the Compass app, I think you can text them, right? Or just email.
It's just an email and
But you can text too.
Yeah, you can text through the portal too, but it's just a really great tool. I think what agents really struggle with is what do I say? We get so stuck behind this text world, texting and emailing. Like, pick up the phone. Like, you have to old school it now.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's a very good point.
Gone are the
Yeah.
days that you can just throw a listing on the MLS and hope that it sells. You have to start calling. And so tools like 3-phase marketing, Make Me Sell, and Buyer Demand really help you with that outreach strategy to those clients. You got to hustle now.
Yeah.
One of our top producing teams called me the other day with a listing, and she's like, "Hey, I see that your client matched, and That's what they're doing.
Picked up the phone and called you.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I answered. Can you believe it?
No.
Please,
answer my phone.
answer your phone. I know we get so many spammy calls, but we
Yeah.
are in the world of real estate, and
You need it now.
you have
You
to.
can tell when it's a spammy call and you need to hang up because it takes a minute for them to.
Yep.
And then I'm like, okay, this
They don't even
clearly
know how to-
is not
yes.
a realtor.
Yeah.
You brought up a really good point, though, when you're talking about like determining a price for that particular area, because we always get the stats, and everybody gets them. Probably all your listeners, they see the stats that come out, and they're reported on the local news networks and stuff. That's for the MSA here, so it's like Austin, Round Rock, San Marcos. And you're looking at a broader spectrum. And so it's hard for your clients sometimes to go, oh my gosh, there's nothing going on in the market. Well, in a neighborhood where you're specifically listing, there may be no properties available, and that market might be very hot. And so
Totally
having
different
access
climate.
to these tools and really looking at what's the hyper market doing, right there, having those to your disposal, you can say, we can list a little bit higher. And a lot of people don't know that's because there's no inventory in there.
Right.
So that's why we're seeing multiple offers, and people are, what do you mean we're seeing multiple offers? The market's down. And it's like, well, it's not down everywhere.
It's not down in this pocket that happens to be, attached to a school that has a certain principal
Exactly.
that's bringing in more people. And
Yes.
it's just those real nuances that can make a difference in pricing.
Yeah.
So,
Can I just say that Compass is more than just a platform? Okay, I know everyone's like, oh, they're, technology, all this stuff. But John is our market stats guru. And so not only do we have him giving us the local stats, but then we also have our Compass intelligence team that gives us the national stats too. So as agents, it's really valuable to you guys to understand what is happening on a macro level and a micro level, right? And then you can relay that back to your clients too.
It's how we can serve them as best as we can. Having
Yeah,
as
I'm a
much info
stats
as we-
geek. Every morning I'm on the
like
treadmill
stats.
listening to Logan Moshami on Housing Wire. And
I love him.
he's awesome. Yes.
Yeah.
Sometimes what he says, it just goes whoosh, right over my head. But the Housing Wire, if you're a stats geek too,
Yeah,
check out their
it's
podcast.
great.
It's amazing.
Every day, yeah.
It's so fun. I host regularly on Momentum Mondays, Mike Simonson, our chief economist. And I love nerding out with him.
Yeah.
I think I even start the podcast like, okay, Mike, let's nerd out together on some data. And he can really get off on some numbers and things like that. And so my job in those meetings is to then take it and say, okay, as an agent, here's how you translate this into the living room. Here's how you have that lumber
that's
conversation.
a good way to say.
So.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because sometimes you can make people's eyes glaze
Oh,
over.
he can.
Oh, yeah.
I've
If you
caught
don't-
myself in those interviews where I'm like, where is he going with this? Okay, okay, let's bring it back in, Mike.
Exactly. And I wanted you to also share about Compass Cares program.
Yes.
Because that was something new that you were saying that you just had, and
Yeah,
and I
so-
want to hear about that, and then I want to hear some stories.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. No, so, when we had, basically, Realty Austin had an amazing philanthropic program where all of our agents for years and years and years have given back millions of dollars and or thousands and thousands of hours to Habitat for Humanity and foundation communities and so many other local nonprofits that support affordable housing in Central Texas. And so one of the things that, we were working on, very proud of, is Robert Redfin, who was the, the founder and CEO of Compass, came in and we sat him down with our kind of leading charity givers, and we talked about the programs that we were doing. He loved it, and so he built it into the platform for all agents in every market to do donations for.
It made a comeback because of
Made a
Realty
comeback.
Austin.
Made a comeback. So every agent across the United States can now, like we did, make a
Donate.
donation with every single transaction. And it's all part of Compass Cares, which was created before. So recently, we also had another program, which was Cortisone Circle, which represented and recognized agents that gave $1,000 or more per year as being like those that are very forward in like giving, and
Right.
our mantra of work hard, play hard, and give back. And so we've been working recently with our team here in the state of Texas to relaunch that. We just launched it in June.
Yep.
It's called the Change Maker, so it's an evolution of that, but it's rolled out here in the state of Texas now. So every agent that donates $1,000 will be recognized as a change maker in our Texas markets
I love
for our
that.
local philanthropic. Yep.
Yeah.
So we're using that kind of as a starting jumping point. And then one of my jobs is I'm going to try to get that pushed nationally next year in 2027 so
That's
we can have
right.
that across the country.
Yeah.
So we're
'Cause
all just giving back, making the community
it makes such
better.
a huge difference.
It does.
And I think, when I was working, my clients, like, it was in my listing and buyer presentation. It's like, oh, you give back for, and I do. It's like, it was important to me.
Yeah.
I'd send them
It
an
is.
email saying, thank you so much for working with me and for your business. Because of that, I have donated, a percentage of my commission
That's
to
great.
these foundations. And here's what
Yeah.
that means.
Because they all think we're greedy sometimes,
They don't
so-
realize how
and-
much, everybody.
We're trying to make the world a better place
And
We're
by
out there
serving you.
building homes
Yeah.
and we're doing all sorts
Well,
of
and the
things.
focus is affordable housing.
Yeah.
So it comes back to the community.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And just with that being said, too, is networking with our other agents. Like, I volunteer a lot with foundation communities and Brian and Jeremy and all of them. It just brings the team closer together when
That's
you're giving
great.
back.
Yep,
And,
lots
and
of
seeing
collaboration.
change. It's really cool interacting with the community on that capacity.
Absolutely. You feel like a part of it.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to hear some stories. Okay. This is the fun part. I mean, I love everything about Compass and
We love it.
I love
We're
to have
so
that
excited.
platform to share because it
Yeah.
is a really important company.
Yeah.
But I want to hear some stories. So let's start with okay. What was one of the best learning experiences you had in the real estate industry?
I think
This was like your aha moment, like, oh my gosh, this is blowing my mind.
Oh my gosh, it's hard for me to put. I have one, but I think I want to tell my very first transaction because that was very aha for me. So
I love those.
well,
Yeah.
as an entrepreneur, it's going to be hard, right? And so my very first week being licensed, I put on Facebook. My husband and I had a lot that we had for sale that my dad was actually representing, and he sold that lot right when I was getting my license. So I was like, oh, yay, we were so excited. We sold our lot, da-da-da-da. And then one of my friends from high school reached out, and he said, hey, Amanda, I saw you got your license, and you just sold this property. Can you represent my dad? And so I was like, absolutely.
Yes, I can. I'll be right over.
This is like 3 days after getting my license,
Wow. Yeah, usually it's like 4 months after your
Yeah.
Yeah, it takes-
license,
yeah.
right?
I don't even think my transfer to the brokerage had gone through yet with track, but
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, so it was 26 undeveloped acres of land in Driftwood, and
Oh, shit. So you just went straight farm and ranch.
Wow.
Oh my gosh! Let me tell you, throughout all of real estate school, when you're having to learn how to convert acreage into square footage, you're like, why am I will never ever. And the very first one was farm and ranch.
So you did.
But you still didn't use it.
I still so listen to this. So it was 26 undeveloped acres. 1 acre was in an HOA, and so it was
Oh,
restricted,
wow.
and it had endangered species.
Okay.
Yeah, it had like an act, like all these different things. Well, luckily my team had already had this listing with a different agent that they had on their team before, so they had everything. So we literally within an hour of me getting the ink signed, we put it on the market. An agent in that area called me right away, and she's like, "Hey, I saw this one on the market. I think we had it listed for like $475 or something."
Right.
And it was 2014, so it was probably a good deal, But she knew the property. She's like, I know this land. I've walked it so many times. I had the perfect cash buyer.
Oh,
for
this is what you
property.
want, a cash buyer.
Yeah, and I was like, heck yeah. So that Friday, we got it under contract. We closed the next week, and I was like, this is going to be so easy.
Do you still stand by that?
And it wasn't, and I think I actually wrote a Substack on this. Like, real estate's hard.
It is
and sometimes you get lucky, sometimes more than not, if you are very protective of, your process, you're going to get those easy transactions, right? You're going to get the great client set or just gems and referrals and stuff like that. But it took another 6 to 9 months before I actually had another transaction, and it was a grind.
Yeah.
I was doing open houses. I was doing everything I could to learn and to really build up that pipeline. And so not even a year at being licensed, my first January, I actually closed $1.9 million in sales because of that grind, you know, and that's what
That's really
got
good.
that's what got Realty Austin to call me, you know, too. So that I think was like an aha moment. Like,
Yeah.
it is not easy.
Yeah, you have to work your
Yeah.
butt off. Yeah.
Yeah.
How about you, John?
Wow, I know. I was thinking about this. I think the foundation that, like, when I started, because it was way back when. But I think that getting into real estate, and I'm not a salesperson.
Yeah,
I
me
always
either.
hated sales.
Me too.
And when I was
don't
really,
like realtors.
But when I was getting into real estate, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to be a salesperson. And I was really nervous about, like, that's not who I am. And I discovered, and we talked about this, I discovered ninja selling. And so I went through ninja selling, and it was like, oh my gosh, that was like the big, like,
That was your aha moment?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't have to be a salesperson. I needed to be me.
Yes.
I needed to be the person that created relationships, what I love to do.
Right.
Have some systems in doing that, meaning pick up the phone and call my clients that love me and they love to talk to you. It's like when you think about it, you have buyers sometimes in the car for hours, and then all of a sudden you sell them the house, they still want to hear from you every once in a
Right.
while. So it's
Yeah.
like keeping those connections and just doing those things that naturally came to me, just building relationships, staying in touch with people, not being salesy, and thanking them when they gave me a referral. It's like, thank you very much for, supporting my business and giving me a referral. It changed my whole outlook on what real estate was.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I don't have to be that salesy person. I can be just who I am, and it fit who I was. And I think that built my success by
That was
being
your
more
moment.
natural. Like, So
You
it's
can
like
be you. You don't
we're
have
not
to be
all like a salesperson out there that's like, oh,
Right.
you've got to buy this. No,
Yeah.
you don't have to buy. Oh, we
Yeah.
were talking right before. It's like one of my first clients I went and toured 67 condos with him
Oh no.
67 condos.
before he purchased. Yeah. I remember that number because it was a lot.
That is a lot frontwards and backwards.
Yeah. So, but that was the foundation that kind of changed and put the basis and, for my career moving forward. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's good for people to know because a lot of people think they have to be salesy in this industry, and I think you're more successful when you are authentically who you are.
Yeah.
And sometimes that is salesy, and that works. But for other people like myself and John, and I think Amanda too, and also you, Anthony, we are not that way. So we approach it differently. Okay.
As I see it, we give the information they need to make an informed decision. And
Yeah.
I'm not buying a house. You are. It's
Yeah.
your money.
And you know what? It's okay if a client chooses not to work with you. You could do everything so right. I had an agent text me on the way here. She's like, "Are you available? I need to talk." And I'm like, "What's wrong?" She's like, "Oh, I had these buyers. We had a great conversation, but they decided not to use me anymore." And she's like, "I feel like I did everything right." And I'm like, "You probably did.
Yeah.
But that's
not a good fit.
okay."
Yeah.
Yeah.
They shift,
And
yeah.
also vice versa. It is okay to fire a client.
Yes.
Oh, yes, it's okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
I 100% agree.
I had one client. I was going through a lot of health stuff, and I was in and out of the hospital. I had a hysterectomy, and my broker at the time, he's like, "Amanda, if you don't fire them, I will fire them for you."
Yeah.
And I ended up just sticking it out, and that is my biggest regret is that I did not.
You didn't listen to your gut.
I didn't
Yeah.
listen. Yeah. Well, my gut was on the
Well,
hospital
your gut.
table.
For real, yeah. Your gut was no longer there, so that sucks.
Oh, goodness.
Left it on the table.
Okay, I have a question. So this is before we wrap up. We're all about a ghost story.
Oh my goodness.
We're all about a good haunting. And so, do either one of you have a good we walked into a haunted house or a ghost story about some house you showed with a creepy feeling or something?
Oh, my God.
Our listeners love a good little
So it's not
scary.
my own haunting story. So I'm half Mexican, right? So I believe in the juju and all these things.
It's real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And one of my best girlfriends lived in Kyle. It was their very first house. It's actually the same high school people that was my first transaction. And they had a little boy, and he just wasn't sleeping well in the night. There's just something happening with this house,
Yeah.
And a lot of those houses out there are rebuilt on farmland and whatever else is underneath
Right.
it, So they brought in a priest to come into the house, and the priest is going, and the holy water is everywhere on the walls.
It's
or
an
whatever.
exorcist
It
moment.
was. So they are all downstairs. So then he's upstairs, and then all of a sudden she's like, "Amanda, it just got super quiet." And then all of a sudden you heard a kid running out, like screaming, and then slamming the door. And she was like, everyone was downstairs. No one was upstairs except for the priest.
Wow.
And she said after that, everything was calmer and quiet. and we had no other issues.
Wow.
Is that something that you're supposed to disclose on a seller's disclosure?
No, I don't know the house. I don't know the people.
Yep.
We know nothing, no details. Yeah. Ooh,
That is a good one.
That's a good
Yeah.
one. Okay, John.
I don't really have any ghost stories. I was talking about when I got into the business, like remodeling and refurbishing these older homes. And it's amazing. It's like when you go into them, and we did some of the work. We also, with contractors, but as you peel away, like wallpaper back in the day was so popular. But when you peel away like 6 layers of wallpaper and you start to see the generations and what they did, and there was one green velvet with all these really wild, it was really cool just uncovering kind of the history of like some of these homes, and you start to think about the generations that lived in those, especially the early 1920s, how many families and the remodels they went through and the bad remodels they went into.
Yeah, like you can see layer by layer that it's almost like the house is telling you a story.
It is,
right?
yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But part of it that was then it makes you, like when we redid these, it's like preserving that history and not taking that apart, modernizing it for the homes. But the original oak floors, making sure you kept those and all those beautiful things that made those homes great family homes like forever.
Which you love.
Which I love. I'm just a steward
'cause you're
of
in a
old
home.
homes.
Yeah.
One day I will have an old home. My home is not old, it just looks old. But it's a farmhouse built to look like an old farmhouse, but one day I will have a true historic home. I know. Well, we loved having you on the show.
Well, thank
it was
you
so
both.
wonderful.
Thank you.
And you have so much to share. So I feel
So
like
much,
this is gonna you will be reoccurring guests on our show.
Oh, yeah,
because
we'd
there's
love to
so
come
much-
back.
I want to hear about your craziest clients and all good stuff. So
And
there's
how
so
Amanda
much-
goes viral.
Yes, we have so much more to
Accident,
share.
viral
On
accident. The White Claw was hitting y'all.
So next
what-
time we need my claws.
Yes. So
Definitely.
how does everybody find you besides on Instagram? Like what?
Mostly on Instagram. I do have a Substack that I toy around with. I was kind of thinking, my husband was in radio, right? And so I wanted to create a podcast without having to create one. So I'm going to evolve it into something, but sometimes like I just get these crazy ideas, and I just like my last one, I was sitting watching the NBA playoff, and I'm like, how do I relate that back to real estate? You know? So so just on Instagram's probably the best way. LinkedIn, Substack.
Compass, you're Amanda Dudley, compass.com.
Amanda.Dudley at compass.com.
And how about you, John? How do people reach out and find you
They
if they
don't.
have questions?
He's on Insta.
I'm on Instagram. Give me over 1,000.
Yeah. What's your
I
handle,
need
John?
all of your millions of viewers to come and like me. Yeah, follow me on Instagram. Yeah, it's just John_Coake at Instagram.
And Coake is COAKE.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
And you can
again
track
for
my
being here.
grandkids and all sorts of
Oh,
stuff.
I know. And you go up to your farm. You have a farm up in Oklahoma.
Every-
And I told
Yep.
John, I was like, you got to post more personal stuff. Like, people want to know who you are. You
Yes.
know? And so he's been doing that.
Yes.
Well, thank you again for
Thank
being
you.
here. And to
Thank
our
y'all.
listeners, if you guys have any questions about real estate, want to see or buy real estate, reach out to us. We're happy to help you answer any questions. And as always, like, follow,
And check out our new
subscribe.
and check out our new website.
Oh yeah, we have a new website.
It's beautiful,
which
yes.
is
HouseNextDoorTX.com.
.com. Wow, I always blank on what it's called. Okay, well, until next time.